Hello and welcome back to the Gaily Digest. I am Nigel.
And I am Joshua.
Welcome back, Joshua. And I am getting in early and I've got a festive bakewell. Not a Christmas bakewell, festive bakewell. That'll upset
Cancelled.
that'll upset the gammons, won't it?
Why wasn't I
Anyway,
provided these cake treats for the intro?
because you're there and I'm here.
You didn't even tell me to get treats. All I have is a cup of tea.
That's nice.
Even have I watch. I've got to watch you eat a cake.
Okay.
I wasn't being literal.
Anyway,
I just
let me
got a
swallow
mouthful.
that. Makes a change. Anyway, welcome back to this week's episode. We have got our usual lineup in store for you. We're going to be talking about LGBTQ related stuff in conversation today. We're also going to be having another round of guess the phobias, and I've got a real treat for you this week, Joshua. We're going to be back in the complaints closet too. So, without further ado, let's crack on with the show. So we're back with our usual little skit where we do guess the phobias, and this week we have got G and H, and Joshua is going to be doing G, and I'm going to be doing H. I think it's an obvious one. You can guess for H for given the show and its title. Anyway, I think we're going to avoid the obvious ones today. Josh, what have you got for us this week?
I'm gonna save the best one till last, I think. But this one,
Go on.
right? I've had to write them down in how they sound because I can never pronounce them.
You mean you've written them down phonetically?
Yes. So, my first one is gallophobia.
Gallophobia. Fear of the gallows?
No,
Fear of your head
gala.
being chopped.
No,
Oh, gala.
gala.
Fear of galas?
No.
Fear of parties?
Nope.
Fear of being on a horse when it's galloping.
No, you won't get it.
Go on, then.
The fear of French in general.
We had something like that last week, didn't we?
Well, this one means fear of French culture, so maybe there's different phobias.
So it's another racist phobia, basically.
Yes.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, let's go with one of my ones. I think I'm going to save the best till last as well. So this one, I think you've got
One of many.
homilophobia.
A what?
Homilophobia.
Homilophobia.
Yes, because it begins with H. I'm doing H.
Yeah, but I don't know if you were saying hum or hom.
Homilophobia.
Homilophobia. I don't know. What is a homil anyway? None of these make any sense. We're never going. I don't think we're ever going to guess any of these.
Give it a go. Have a guess.
Well, it's not a fear of home because we did that last time. That was something else.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of homicide. I don't know.
No.
I'm never going to
No.
get it. None of them make sense.
Fear of sermons.
Oh God. That's basically the one I did last time with the fear of religion.
What's your next one?
My next one. This one is, you're going to guess this, but you're going to be wrong straight away. Gymnophobia. It sounds like something I have.
Well, the obvious one would be fear of gyms or fear of exercise.
No.
Fear of people called Jim.
No.
Sorry to all the gyms out there. Fear of McDonald's.
No.
Fear of binge eating.
Who fears McDonald's?
There probably would be some.
Weirdos, that's who.
Yeah. Go on.
No, it means the fear of nudity. Again, it makes no sense because you would think it means a fear of gyms.
Hmm.
But no.
Interesting. Yeah.
Why is
Interesting.
it called nudophobia? That makes more sense.
Yeah. True. Right. My next one. Hagiophobia.
A fear of hags, old people,
No.
a fear of
No.
old ladies.
No. Why are old ladies automatically hags? That's a bit harsh.
Because hags are like always like shriveled up old people, aren't they? Like a
No.
witch.
No.
I have no idea.
It's running with a bit of a theme here. It's fear of saints or holy things. Again, I think you have it.
Holy as in Jesus or holy as in a glory hole?
No, holy as in Jesus.
Yeah,
Saints
definitely
and
have that fear.
saints and holy things.
Listen,
Hang on, what does a glory hole got to do with saints?
because we've heard about these priests and their confession boxes. That's all I'm going to say.
Your last one, come on.
My last one, I think
Priests and their confession boxes.
I think Suella Braverman has this one.
Oh,
Okay, so Suella Braverman, I think she
we've
has
got
this.
we've gone past C.
You'll see. Geniophobia.
What?
Geniophobia.
Uh, um, I think Suella Braverman has this.
Okay, I'll give you a good clue there.
I don't know. Fear of old people.
No.
Fear of fear of. I don't know. I'm lost. Go on.
It is a fear of chins.
Oh, all I can see is you just greasing up the other side of this.
I do like it when I make myself laugh.
Oh dear. Right. Are you ready for this one?
Go on then. Is this the one that's going to make me laugh?
It's either going to make you laugh or it's going to make you just look at me and then go silent for about 30 seconds.
Probably
Right.
that one.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go on then.
Right. I'm preparing myself for this one. Hippopotamo.
Have you tried to get your mum to say this?
No, no. Right, let me try again.
Slow it down.
Hippopotamonstrosis equiptaliophobia. That's completely stunned you.
I'm processing.
So,
Can we get you to say it again just because it's fun?
hippopotamonstrosis equiptaliophobia.
Dear Lord. Well, you want to say a fear of hippos, but it's not going to be
Mm-hmm.
that.
No.
Monsters,
So
fat monsters.
hippopot. I swear I've not had a drink. I've just had those festive bakewells. Hippopotamonstrosis equiptaliophobia.
These, I have no idea. I'm never going to guess that. If that doesn't
Oh.
involve a hippo, I'm disappointed.
Thing is, when I tell you what it is, you will think it's so bloody obvious. So, hippopotamonstrosis equiptaliophobia, there we go, got it in one, is a fear of long words.
See, that's just cruel. So if you've got that fear and someone asks you, what is your phobia? They're triggering you.
Yeah, you've got to try and say that.
Whoever makes up these phobia names, they're evil. Honestly.
See what I mean? Save the best till last.
Why isn't it called long wordophobia? Everyone would know what that means.
Long wordophobia.
It makes sense. Why does it
Thing
have to
is,
sound like that? Where did he get
thi-
hippo thingamybobber from?
I've no idea. The, the interesting thing is, there's a place in Wales, isn't there, that's got that really, really, really long
Oh, God.
place name.
Imagine trying
That
to
in
write that in the box for your
it's
address.
I know it's the one that ends in go go go. That's literally the only bit I remember of it.
Imagine
I'd love to be.
typing that on Amazon
I've
every
known
time.
I've known people that have been able to pronounce that, and I must say I absolutely admire them for doing that, because I struggle with that completely all the time. But imagine having that phobia and then visiting that place and trying to say it. It'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
It would.
It's time to have a chat. So what are we talking about this week? We are talking about something that has come up again. It's just to be fair, it's news related, but it's something I think needs a little bit more than just a bit of a news roundup segment. So this week we're going to be having a conversation about the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. Now, some of you may have heard of that, some of you may not have heard of that. It's commonly known as the anti-LGBT plus bill, and it's a proposed law in Ghana that seeks to broadly criminalise LGBTQ plus activities, identity, and advocacy, while promoting traditional Ghanaian family values. So this is something that was passed. It was passed by the previous Parliament in February 2024, but it lapsed because it wasn't signed into law by the President before the dissolution of that Parliament. But it got reintroduced this year in March and awaits the full legislative process again. Now, the Ghanaian President, who is, as we find his name, is John Mahama, wants to sign the bill into law, which would mean the following things. So it would mean if you were to identify as LGBT plus, you would get 3 years in prison. Think about that. 3 years in prison for being yourself. Now you could be the absolute nicest person, loveliest person going, but if you're gay, you're trans, you're bi, you're lesbian, you can get 3 years in prison. And it would also mean that anyone accused of promoting LGBTQ plus activities, so think about that, pride events, having a pin badge that's got the rainbow flag on it, or even waving the flag, or wearing something that's got a rainbow on it. If you're accused of promoting it, you can get 5 years in prison. 5 years for wearing something that's rainbow coloured. I mean, what do you think about that, Josh? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think this all started from someone opening a LGBTQ plus community centre in Ghana.
Yeah.
So just because somebody opened a community centre to help people, these people decided that no, that can't happen. We need to bring in laws that are going to punish these people that aren't even affecting us in any way. But I do think that there's a lot of the gender critics and the TERFs and things that we have here. I would not be surprised if this is what they would like as an end goal, because it's never enough. And I don't think that this will be enough. I think this will escalate, and they will probably say they want to bring back I don't know if Ghana has death penalties,
Mm,
but I wouldn't be surprised if they start saying that it's going to be involved with death penalty as well.
mm. I mean,
Um,
I think the reason why it's come back up is because even though it was reintroduced earlier in the year, it's faced a couple of Supreme Court challenges, and I think now that they've got through that as of November, so as of this month, the bill's going through a new parliamentary process, with the president indicating he'll sign the bill into law if it's passed. Um, and as you say, it wouldn't be surprising if the death penalty was one of those things that um, people would push for as a punishment.
it always escalates, doesn't it? It never settles. And as I said, with the way the transgender community are being attacked here, it
Mm,
started off with one thing, and now it's like it must be banned from school. You can't have flags up. You can't mention them. They can't use any bathrooms in public. They must hide away. It must be illegal to get medical care. It just escalates and escalates and escalates, and then this is where
mm.
we end up. Um, but this is again, as I always say, this is all down to religion again, because Ghana, it's very Christian, and it's a lot of their Christian groups over there that brought this, like a lot of protests up about this and got this to start the ball rolling.
Yeah,
And it just always seems to be religious groups, not all of them, but the ones that I would say are extreme religious groups.
yeah,
They just seem to spend their entire time targeting minorities and just wanting to erase them from existence.
yeah. I mean, I've got some of the core provisions of this bill here. I'm going to read them out to you. So the bill's primary objective is to outlaw a wide range of LGBTQ plus activities and related advocacy. So the key provisions include criminalisation of identity and relationships. So imprisonment for up to 3 years for people who identify as LGBTQ plus, and up to 1 year for same-sex public displays of affection. Well, if you think about that, they could get about 4 years for that,
So just
because if
saying
it's,
I'm gay, jail.
yeah, see you in 3 years, Josh. Um,
Mm.
but,
I
but
won't
yeah,
be going over there.
um, but yeah, so 3 years for people who identify, and up to 1 year for same-sex public display of affection. Well, if there's a public display of affection, then arguably between a same-sex couple, that's effectively identifying themselves as that, so they could get 4 years in
But
theory.
that doesn't specify couples though. So that just says same sex. So say
Mm,
it was a friend and you gave them a hug.
mm.
Would you not be allowed to hug them? Because then if someone saw that, they could then insinuate that that was
This is the
affection of
thing.
same sex.
This is the thing, isn't it? It's a minefield, this. So the next one is prohibition of promotion and advocacy. So prison sentences of 5 to 10 years for individuals or organisations involved in promoting, sponsoring, or supporting LGBTQ plus activities, with a duty for citizens to report suspected offences.
So
So
again,
companies,
that could be an LGBT suicide line.
mm,
So if you have anything to do with a suicide line that's helping people to try and stop them from unaliving themselves, you could go to jail for nearly 10 years because you're trying to stop
yeah,
people from dying.
exactly, exactly. Um, Bans on associations and support, the forced disbandment of any LGBTQ plus association, and imprisonment for anyone who takes part in such a group. So again, going along the lines of what you just said, support groups, those support groups would be disbanded. Uh, and then you've got um, and this is where the trans community is targeted: restrictions on gender identity and healthcare, a ban on gender affirming healthcare, and procedures and provisions for corrective therapies. It's put in inverted commas, um, for intersex children to align them with binary gender designation and determined by a medical professional. So again, that's where the transgender community are going to be targeted, and people who want gender reassignment, gender affirming care, they're going to be denied it. And I mean, it doesn't say anything about prison sentences for any, for your gender identity, but then that goes back to the criminalisation of identity and relationships. So you identify as LGBTQ plus. Obviously, T is included in there, as it should always be. So if you want to go for gender reassignment, gender affirming care, you're identifying as LGBTQ plus, and you can get 3 years.
But the
for
thing
that.
is, to me, if you have a hair transplant, that's gender affirming care. If a man has gynecomastia and he has breast reduction surgery, that's gender affirming care. So if you had any of that done, does that mean you can go to jail? Like, the wording in it is just...
Like I said, this is a minefield. This is an absolute minefield, this. What else have we got? So we've also got prohibition of same-sex marriage and adoption. So it would explicitly ban same-sex marriage, and it would prevent LGBTQ plus individuals from adopting or fostering children. Now,
that's
we
the
know
trope again, isn't it?
Exactly. We know what line they're going down with that. We know full well. We don't even have to say it, but we know which line they're going down with that. And as you say, it's the trope, isn't it? And I know many LGBTQ plus couples that have families. They've built families. They've got children, whether through adoption or through surrogacy, using their sperm or eggs as part of that process. And out of all of those LGBTQ plus parents, none of them, absolutely none of them, zero of them are abusive or anything like that. In fact, they couldn't be better parents if they tried. They are amazing parents, and I will go on record to say that, because I think they give such loving homes to their children, and they bring them up so well that all this scaremongering about same-sex parents is appalling. It's pointless. The scaremonger is just a waste of time. But we've also got another one of the core provisions. In fact, I think this is one of the last ones that's listed here, is educational and media restrictions. So it's going to be criminalising teaching children about LGBTQ plus activities or gender identities outside the male-female binary, and holds owners of digital platforms or physical premises where prohibited activities are organised as guilty of promotion.
So if you did a post that was pro LGBT and a child somewhere else happened to see that post on social media, you could then be charged for promoting it to a child, even though you never actually shared it. I bet they won't go after these big social media leaders like Elon Musk and stuff. They're not going to go after them, are they?
Of course they won't. They'll go for the small fry, won't they? They will go for the small fry. But I mean, it says here it will hold owners of digital platforms. Well, owners of digital platforms, I mean, again, that's a minefield. That could be the owners of the social media companies. It could even be of websites that are available in Ghana that people can access that might get shown in an advert or something online.
Yeah.
Did you say, for example?
Did you say that it said at the start traditional family values?
It's this was about where did I say that? You mean about the start of that provision?
Yeah, where they usually say it's to protect traditional family values and things like that. I bet you that line will be in there somewhere.
Yeah. It was at the beginning when I was talking about the human sexual rights and family values bill. It says about it's seeking to broadly criminalise LGBTQ plus activities, identity, and advocacy while promoting traditional Ghanaian family values.
See, that
So,
to me screams religion. That wording is very coded in religion, traditional.
yeah.
What they mean is we want to stick around back in the day when everyone was in a box. Everybody is a
Mm,
specific way, and nobody is allowed to go outside of it because it scares
mm.
us.
But it's interesting you say that because it's garnered significant domestic support from religious and traditional leaders, but has faced widespread condemnation from international human rights organisations and Western nations who argue it violates fundamental human rights, which it does, and could lead to violence and discrimination, which it's going to. I mean, the bill itself is discriminating against LGBTQ plus people.
And free speech, can't even
Um,
say it.
exactly. It's all these free speech brigade people that go on about freedom of speech being silenced and quashed and stuff like that. Yet they won't complain about this.
Yeah, up to
They were like,
10
yeah,
years, up to
weren't
10
they?
years in jail for wearing a pin badge.
Yeah,
It's
because it's
insanity. This is the
because it
world we
could
live in.
because exactly. Um, yeah, concerns have also been raised about potential economic repercussions as well, including the risk of losing billions of dollars in World Bank and IMF funding. Well, if they go bankrupt because they're going to introduce draconian legislation like this, well, that's their fault, isn't it?
Yep.
If people don't,
And
if people, businesses and whatever, and governments don't want to do business with them because of this, then that's their own fault, in my view.
exactly, and I always say, especially when the off chance that I speak to these religious people, I always say to them, if religion is so great, you wouldn't need to come and preach it and tell us to join you, and you wouldn't need to try and put everybody down and make them come and
Mm,
follow you. Because if you're so amazing, everybody would just flock to you. But religion is
mm,
actually on the decline globally. It's actually dropping rapidly
mm,
because this is all they're focused on. You don't really see with religion now, you don't really see them looking after people. Like I remember when I was growing up, you used to always hear about churches opening the doors at Christmas and helping the homeless and all this. You never hear any of that now. Everything about religion now in the news is always
mm,
attacking minorities, putting them down, telling everybody that you have to be a traditional family, and if you're not, then you're going to hell.
mm. Well, I mean, interesting you use the term. If it's so great, why? Well, how about a little slogan? If it's so great, why is it so full of hate? I mean, you're right, and I don't say this to put down religion because we're no better if we start criticizing and saying religion's bad and start discriminating against religion, because that's not what we're here for. We're not here to discriminate against other protected characteristics under the Equality Act. Um, but we can say that there are people that do use religion as an argument or a tool to win an argument, so we say, to try and make their point about what they're trying to argue. And that's wrong, just as much as discriminating against the LGBTQ plus community is wrong. Um, but yeah, um, I sincerely hope that bill doesn't pass through because I mean it's still got to pass through Parliament and they've got to make sure that it's consistent with the Constitution as well. If it isn't, it won't get passed through and he won't be able to make it into law. So I
Fingers
think
crossed.
fingers crossed, yeah, because I mean, not that I've got any plans to visit Ghana, as I'm sure there's going to be others within the LGBTQ plus community probably haven't got any plans. I'm sure it's a lovely country, lovely place to visit, but you know, why would we want to go to countries in the world or places in the world where we would be openly discriminated against, and that's by simply being ourselves. We could face imprisonment or, and in some countries, the death penalty. I just, it's not worth the chance. It's not worth the risk. And it's attitudes and laws and bills like this that make a very hostile environment for anyone who's LGBTQ plus. And that's why we have Pride. That's why we have Pride, effectively all year round. But there's a season where we'll be out more often than most. But yeah, I think that's really all I can say on that at the moment. Anything else you want to add, Josh, before we move on?
No, I think I've said everything I need to say. I've had my little rant here
yes.
as well.
Yes, you do like a little rant.
I do.
It's now time for Josh to be a moany old bitch. It's the complaints closet. Josh,
Yes.
what are you complaining about this week?
I was going to get you to go first because I'm still trying to choose.
No, you said you've chosen one.
No, I didn't. I specifically said I have a list, and I haven't specifically chosen one of them from that list yet.
And then you said, before we started recording,
I think I know
said,
which one.
I said, okay, well, then we go then.
That I think doesn't mean I do. Yeah, I would just go with the one at the top of my list because Nigel's pressuring me to select one. Mine is when you cancel like a service. So, like I always used to do this with Now TV. So when you're paying for Now TV and then you decide that, I've not really used it for a while, I'll just cancel it. And then you click cancel and then it's like, oh, don't go. We'll give it you for £10 off for the next year. And I'm just like, why did you not give me that deal in the first place? Because then I wouldn't be cancelling it. There's loads of other ones do it when you're cancelling something. Then it's like, oh, don't go. We'll give you this for free, or you can have this off and all this thing. And I'm like, so I'm a loyal customer and I get nothing. Then when I'm leaving, then you give me a discount, which you could have just given me in the first place. Now TV is the worst for this. They literally give you months and months for free. And then after that deal ends, you just go to cancel it again. And then they just give you more months for free every time. And I'm just like, why not just reduce the price? And then I wouldn't need to keep trying to cancel it.
Exactly.
Also, the ones that you try and cancel, and they ask you like a questionnaire. Why are you leaving? Tick this box. Do you want this? Do you want this? And he goes, are you sure you want to go? And then you go, yes. And it's like, are you really, really sure? Yes. We will give you this if you don't cancel. Are you sure? And I'm just sick of it. I should be able to click cancel and it's done. It's gone. It's
Absolutely.
done.
No, I completely agree with you.
That was my shortest complaint I've ever done.
That is. I'm quite proud of you actually for that.
I'm
really proud of you. You've actually managed to keep your complaining down to about a couple of minutes.
You're welcome.
Usually you're rattling on for about 10 minutes.
Still yours, yeah.
I know. You're the one that takes up most of this. Anyway, so my complaint this week is it's more on a sort of more serious level rather than sort of making light of the complaints that we usually complain about. But it's something that sort of riled me up a bit this week that I've seen. Obviously, on Thursday, on the 20th, it was Transgender Day of Remembrance. So it's a day where we honour the memory of our trans siblings who've lost their lives because of hatred, discrimination, violence, and things along those lines. Now, my complaint this week is about it's the fact that the I think it was Tower Hamlets council, the sort of their county hall flew the trans flag for the day in honour of those that we've lost from the trans community, for Transgender Day of Remembrance. And the comments from people, and there was one in particular that wound me up, and it was this person who just said, "Is this a joke?" And it just annoyed me in that it's a day of remembrance. The flag's going up for one day, and then she went on to rattle on about how it's the council offices, so the union flag should be flown 365 days a year, all year round, um, and, um, and going on about things like that, and we should be flying our country's flag and all sorts. And so I simply replied, do you find a day of remembrance for people that have died at the hands of discrimination, hatred, and bigotry a joke? If not, then there's your answer. And she kept trying to double down on it, and I'm like, well, no, because and then she's saying having these flags up represent our country when our flag's being mocked and taken down, an absolute joke. What? I mean, first of all, that didn't make grammatical sense, but also, she's effectively saying a flag going up for a day for the Day of Remembrance is as if it's a joke to her. It's like it's something that shouldn't be done, and it just really, really annoyed me. And we're seeing a lot of that at the moment, and I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of seeing all this discrimination. And when you bring up things like the fact that veterans in the world in the world wars fought against this kind of fascism, and they fought so that we could have our freedoms, so that we could be free from discrimination. And then you've got people like this that are just consistently spewing hate or being critical of something that's for remembrance. Now, imagine if someone criticised the poppy. I know they are on different scales, but imagine if someone criticised that's a mark of remembrance. It's a variation on a theme as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that's my moan.
I was just waiting for you to finish.
I had finished. That's why I paused. I was waiting for you to sort of chime in, because you usually chime in on my complaints.
Yeah, but you was being serious, so I have to be serious. And I was waiting for you to say, "What do you think about it?" That's what you normally do. But
okay, what do you think about it? What do you think about it, Josh? What do you think? What do you think?
I think that it's a complaint in general about social media, because it's all middle-aged, crusty, vile white people that have nothing better to do, that just sit on Facebook all day. They will moan about anything and everything.
When you say middle-aged, she's not a middle-aged, crusty old person.
Yeah, inside. Inside, they're probably crusty. But yeah, these people don't have anything better to do in their lives, and they just get angry over literally anything that they just scroll Facebook and look for things to get angry about. That's all they do. So I don't waste my energy on these people, because they're obviously don't really have much going for them.
It is
tiresome, but literally every news article, you open a news article and it's just full of negativity and people moaning about things. Half the time they have no idea what they're moaning about, because they've only read the headline. They haven't actually read the article. You can correct them as much as you want with facts and figures, and they'll just say that's not true. You can't help people like that on social media. They're just completely brainwashed in a cult.
It's ignorance. It's ignorance. That's all it is.
Yeah, well, they just spend all day watching GB News, which is not a news channel. So that's where they get their evidence from that they share everywhere.
Or they get their evidence from social media, from Facebook.
Yeah, and whenever they share it to you to counter you, it's just a screenshot that's really blurry of a Facebook profile that typed it in. I'm like, oh yeah, that must be true.
and no links to help
Yeah,
them sort of prove their source. Or it's a
exactly.
meme, or it's an AI generated meme.
Like, oh yeah, that's really, yeah, that proves me wrong. So yeah, I don't bother with them. I don't have the energy. They drain me.
You're just chill. You're just
Yeah,
chill.
I am very chill.
And that is all we've got time for this week. We hope that you've enjoyed the episode. I know that I have. Have you, Josh?
I have indeed. I'm going to go and have a
Yeah.
nice cup of tea now and relax in my hoodie because I'm
But
cold.
you've just had a cup of tea, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm going to go and have another one.
I'm gonna have
I
an
might, I
festive.
might, I might even. How many of those have you had during this recording?
So far, this is the fourth one.
Do you know do you know how many calories are in that? You could have had a
Hang on.
Domino's pizza for that.
I had that last night. Calories, calories.
This is where you're going to regret your choices.
188 in each one. Oh,
Oh, you could have had a nice Subway for that. You could have had a McDonald's. Would have been less.
you know what? I might leave that one.
He won't. He's going to eat that as soon as he hits stop. As soon
But
as you hit
thanks for
stop,
joining
you'll
us.
go.
Can I finish this?
No, never.
But thanks for joining us. We will be back again in a couple of weeks' time. It's beginning in December, our next episode. So are we going to do the Christmas one then, or are we going to do the Christmas one just before Christmas? I don't think we've
Well,
decided yet on that, have we?
we'll keep you in the surprise. Like you got to wait.
Yeah.
See what happens. We're not very organised at all.
But thanks for joining. Until next time, stay safe and be happy.